Welcome back to News Insight. The drama and the hula baloo in Lagos continues. Reports reaching us tells us that the president tried to mediate as a father that he is in the Lagos APC house issues. Okafor, Philip.
Yeah, Mr. President is a true father when it comes to the issue of Lagos and Lagos state governance. This is, the issue of Obasa, misconduct and financial misappropriation has been on for some time. And the president has been mediating on it to ensure that this disgraceful thing doesn't happen in Lagos. But it came to a point where the president couldn't manage it anymore because of the behavior of the ex-speaker. Mr. Okewon was the chief secretary of APC speaking in the politics today in China yesterday. He made it very clear that if we were not the president, the speaker, Mr. Obasa will have the
Is that since November last year?
Yes, for a long time. That the man has really beaten more than what he can shoot. You see, Mr. President wants to ensure that there's peace in the Lagos state, the entire Lagos state, not just the House of Assembly. And he has done that to the best of his ability. But you know that the cow that is meant for slaughter, you cannot really save it. Like the saying goes, the gods will kill, will first make man. Instead of Obasa to listen to
voice of reasoning,
who is his father, and other voice of reasoning, he chooses to be bigger than himself and every other person.
Let me tell you one adage in Yoruba. It says, "Aja to first sonu, king boy feriode." That the dog that want to get missing doesn't listen to the whistle of the owner.
Exactly. That's what happened to Obasa.
Yes.
So that there are so many adages to qualify what has happened to Obasa. This is a flight that we follow
everybody to the grave. It doesn't hear.
So that's what happened to him.
Honorable Obasa, the president did his best to make sure he coordinates the affairs of Lagos so that we'll be able to concentrate. You see, Lagos is our economy. Is the capital.
No, it's the biggest economy in Africa.
As a city. It could have even qualified as a country.
Yes.
And mismanaging it will be disastrous. And the president tried his best to make sure he managed it. But the speaker was high-headed.
The evaluation of Lagos being the most stabilized economic state in Nigeria, I think it has to do with Tinubu's administration as even a governor then. He was somebody that is what actually stabilized Lagos.
No, Lagos was our federal capital.
I understand. Yeah. But we've had governors before Tinubu, but it was during his time that we saw the strength and importance of Lagos as a state more. Now, coming to him, trying to save Obasa, I think to me, it wasn't the speaker that he even have so much interest in. He's very, like he mentioned, he's a very good father and a good politician. I must give it to him. Coming from Lagos State, one of the best governors Lagos had ever produced. He was in Lagos, managed Lagos when Obasanjo was president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and for so many arguments and disagreements, refused to release to him funds. He was able to generate internally from Lagos State what he was able to use to finance Lagos and created the creation of local government that caused the trouble to him and Obasanjo. He was able to fund it. Now, coming to it, even though he lost Lagos
in the presidential
election, I'm sure he's very smart not to undermine the importance of Lagos to him personally. And so when you allow the Lagos State House of Assembly to have internal crisis that will cause a lot of chaos and disagreement among the members, it certainly will have a dent on him. And if Lagos is no longer stabilized in APC, among the APC states, you never can tell which other state might follow suit with crisis that will affect him as sitting president and 2027 election. So I am not surprised that he decided to step into the issue of Lagos to see how he can manage it All right? Because either we like it or not, everybody that is made in Lagos today in APC was one way or the other connected to the president and maybe a loyal person or someone that is anointed of the president. It's not everybody that contested that won the seats of Lagos. So those are his boys, from the speaker to every one of them. So it's actually an expected thing by every Nigerian what he did. Unlike some previous presidents we've had that will sit down and don't care what happened, head can get rolling on the ground. I'm not talking of Buhari, but that was just the truth.
But nobody say you're talking about Buhari.
So being a very good politician that really wants stability of the country is really having a lot of crisis that his government is trying to manage. And Lagos is a very key department in terms of states. Lagos is a very key state in Nigeria, and it's an APC state. So I think on this note, it's very, very important and well understood why he stepped down too low, trying to manage it from November, as it's been said. Do you understand? I want to believe again that the outcome of that is the reason why even the speaker is impeached. He was not removed completely from the house because right. it's very unusual for all members. I don't know how many members were supporting, for all members to want you impeached as a speaker. You are impeached and still left to be among them.
All right. Philip, there's something that worries me a little bit about Lagos. If Lagos was Nigeria, are you trying to say there's not going to be opposition? Because Lagos doesn't have anybody as opposition, either by representative in the House of Assembly. Do you think it's a good omen?
You see, Lagos State has come a long way from the days of AD to ECN and to APC. You know, like he said, you know, Tinubu, as the governor of Lagos State in 1998, has, you know, laid down the foundation to build Lagos in his own thinking. He drew, you know, the master plan for Lagos and has been following it up by ensuring that those who can follow this master plan comes into offices. So, yes, it's worrisome because a true democracy should have a voice of opposition, no matter how tiny it is. But if the government of the day is doing well, what are you going to oppose? I don't think Lagos State is such a state that the APC has managed such that because there's no opposition, they are not doing well. They are doing well to a large extent. Lagos is still the largest economy in the country.
Oh, if you say they are doing well, what do you mean?
What I mean is that in terms of their vibrancy, economies, entertainment, what have you, Lagos is still the center of excellence, the center of commerce, the center of everything in this country. You can't do anything without having recourse to Lagos. You can't talk about any investment or any business that you will not make reference to Lagos.
But we have seen some little bit of, will I say, homophobic activities, telling the Igbos to go back.
Yes, you see, that is the, you see, you know, to every, nobody is perfect. You know, Lagos, that's the weakness of the Lagosians as at the moment. But I think they were growing. You see, yes, it's like your question, is it not worrisome? It's very worrisome because everything cannot be right. Is it that the voice of the opposition is being silent? Or the opposition is being, you know, caged so that they can't hear them? But unfortunately, it might interest you that even though opposition did not win election to the House of Assembly in Lagos or any other office, they win election to the Federal House from Lagos. We have had PDP from Lagos in the Federal House.
That's a long time ago.
So it shows that there's something amiss in Lagos.
All right. The same trend is following in the country. The same trend. APC say we are taking this state, we are taking this state, we are taking this state, and it has been according to what they are saying. It's worrisome.
It is. It is because it shows clearly that our democracy is still having a lot of challenges. It shows clearly that what we are practicing here is more of a dictatorship and a rigging of election. The action of the Lagos State APC youth going to fight APC for impeachment of the APC speaker shows the action, what the kind of attack on and opposition
the APC,
by the same APC. It shows the kind of attack on opposition that is making it impossible for them to occupy seats in Lagos. Do you understand? And so when you look at it the way it is, coming to the whole country as a whole, you cannot tell me that the whole of Lagos State, everybody aligned with APC's agenda. You cannot tell me that opposition do not have very credible people that would have done better than the APC people, in Lagos. So I think when you look at it, it's not a good thing for the country. It's an omen. It's a bad omen for the country that only one people will decide are better to rule every other person. So, like I mentioned, for the APC youth to go trying to fight APC members for removing an APC speaker, installing another APC speaker, it shows if they were even opposition in the House, and probably the person that qualified to take over this leadership now is from another party, you could imagine what the violence would have been.
All right. Your takeaway.
You see, the question you ask is very germane to this country. Are we going towards a one-party state?
Yeah.
Is it good for us? I think it's a question we should ponder.
Your takeaway. 10 seconds.
Yes, just like you mentioned and like you've asked, to me, if we go on one direction, one party state for the entire country or for a particular state, it's not good for the country, for the economy of the state, and then for the democracy.
It's not good for the economy, it's not good for the democracy, and it's not good for the people. At News Insight, we discuss real issues in times where we know that we need a change in our country. Don't forget, a country where that works for everybody. We'll be right back.